You tap buy now. The thing you ordered is sitting in a warehouse thousands of miles away, and 2 days later, it is at your door. How?
This is the Vox motion graphics look every explainer channel is trying to copy right now. And the thing is, almost everyone assumes this style takes years of editing skill and a full studio to pull off. To be fair, they might have been right a few years ago, but that's just not true anymore. I didn't spend hours designing boards, recording voiceovers, or animating a single frame by hand. Instead, I actually made the entire thing by talking to AI. And honestly, it feels less like editing and more like vibe directing. So by the end of this video, you'll be able to take any topic, turn it into a narrated explainer, and lay motion graphics on top of it. Even if you've never opened an editing software in your life, everything we'll do today runs inside OpenArt Director, which I like to use because the whole thing lives in one chat, where you write your scripts and design your scenes. So if you want to follow along, I've left a link to OpenArt, together with all the prompts used in this video. Let's get into it. Before we build anything, we need to know exactly what we're trying to recreate. So let's break down what a Vox-style motion graphic is, piece by piece. First, a single narrator carrying the entire story. Then come the animated maps and arrows, guiding your eye as the journey unfolds. Key moments are reinforced with big, bold captions that punch onto the screen. And when something deserves your attention, the camera quickly pushes in, pulling you closer to the details. Tying it all together is a single, tightly focused, thoroughly fact-checked topic. Keep those elements in mind, because everything we build from this point forward is designed to recreate them with AI. But a Vox-style explainer video isn't carried by the graphics. It actually all boils down to the script. And for our viewers to watch our videos and keep coming back, we have to write our scripts in a way that's interesting, factually accurate, and reinforces the click. To do that, we'll head over to OpenArt, and on the left column, click Director. Right in the middle, we have this big chat box where we can direct our scenes. You can either ask it to guide you step by step or have it skip straight to the finished video. For this project, we're going to set it on Guide Me, so we'll have full control over the output and make adjustments as we go. Our topic is about how an Amazon package reaches you in 2 days. Now, we'll use this script builder template, fill in the information we have for our topic, and the director hands us back a structured Vox-style script. And don't worry, you can find this script builder in the free prompt pack down below. So this is the filled-in prompt, and it's doing a few specific things. It tells the director the format. Then it hands over the surprising angle we want to land, and it feeds the real, verified facts up front with one firm instruction not to invent a single number beyond them. After we're done pasting our info, we hit send and watch it build the backbone. This is the part that genuinely surprised me. The director doesn't just spit out plain text. It builds a real explainer structure, where we have the hook, the build-up, and the payoff. Honestly, the first draft it gave us was already good, but if you've been watching my videos for some time, you'll know that I never take any AI's first pass as final. And the good thing is, inside the director, you don't have to reprompt the whole thing to do that. You just click into the script and edit it like a Google Doc. So we'll go in and tighten the script, double check every single number against real data, and save it. Now the director will remember our script and lock it in for our explainer video. That's honestly the most complicated part of this video, and fortunately we don't need to touch it after this step. But if you get too excited and start generating the full video right now, you'll run into a wall. And it doesn't matter how advanced your tool is. Every scene will come back with inconsistent style and voice, clunky motions, and alien text on it. So let's do it step by step and lock the style first. Here's a pro tip. Don't just describe the style and hope it sticks. Instead, we'll paste in this prompt and have the director generate a few boards first and pick the frames that nail the exact look we want. This is the design we got, and I'm happy to move forward with it. So we'll approve those, and the director will hold that same style across every single scene. And this is why doing this part is critical for our project. When I did this the first time, my boards came back a little generic, so I just told the director the exact makeover I wanted, in plain English. A modern collage look, real cutout photos in bold flat color, grayscale subjects against coral and navy and cream, and it rebuilt every board to match. Take a look at the difference. We came from generic flat blue boards with plain icons to bold collage frames with real cutout photos popping against the background. Now we're ready to stitch everything together. But before we add any motion, we need to build the base first. And for this part, it's all about the sound. In a typical explainer video, the narrator and the music behind it combine to set the mood before the visuals take over. Get those things wrong and nothing else saves it. So for this one, we'll act like legit directors and have an open audition for our narrator. We'll ask the director to give us 10 different voices, 5 male, male and 5 female, and have it read our script. I sat through all 10, and honestly, the first few sounded flat and a little robotic. But by the 4th one, we found the exact voice we wanted. Check this out.
You tap buy. The thing you ordered is sitting in a warehouse thousands of miles away, and 2 days later, it's at your door. How?
Warm, calm, and a little curious. That's our narrator locked. Then we'll do the exact same thing for the music. But a quick heads up first, copyrights and the takedowns that come with them are not worth the trouble, so keep your music original. Like earlier, we'll ask the director in plain English. And for this one, we'll ask for 10 different tracks that vary in vibe and tone, so we'll have a range to choose from. Then we'll hit send, and it lays out all 10 for us to audition. And out of all of them, here's the one I picked. Because it's also warm and calm, with just enough tempo to keep things alive without ever fighting the narrator. Now that our voice and background music are locked, we'll ask the director to lay it over all our boards in the exact order. And here's what we got. Right now, this is just a narrated slideshow, and it already feels cohesive and on topic the whole way through. But let's be real, it's boring. So to spice things up, we'll add motion graphics on top of it. I know this is the part you're most excited about, but it's also where most beginners hit a bottleneck and throw the entire project away. A common mistake most people make is to throw complicated animations at every board and pray it works. And even if you get it right, the whole thing will just look over the top and have too much going on. The last thing we want is graphics that distract our viewers. So the trick is to have simple motions per board that are perfectly timed to the voice. To do this, we'll break down the bass first and add the motion to the boards one by one. I know this might sound like a lot of work, but all you have to do is literally paste in this prompt, and the director will add the motion graphics for you. Here's what it looks like. It's clean and simple. Exactly what we want for an explainer video. And after you're satisfied with the animations, we can just ask the director to stitch the final cut, making sure it's timed exactly as in the bass. Hit send, and a few minutes later, we got our full explainer video. Take a look.
You tap buy. Now, the thing you ordered is sitting in a warehouse thousands of miles away, and 2 days later, it is at your door. How? You picture a worker sprinting down endless aisles to find your thing. Amazon isn't waiting for your order, then scrambling to find it. It guessed. Long before you clicked, it predicted what your region would buy and shipped it close to you in advance. So when you tap buy, your package is often already in the same part of the country. It is sitting in a fulfillment center, one of more than 300 worldwide. And inside, your item isn't found by a person. It is found by a robot. Amazon now runs over 1 million of them, the largest robot fleet on Earth. The shelves come to the workers. Your order gets picked, packed, and labeled. Then, it is sent to a sortation center where it is split by zip code with millions of others. The package can never sit still. So, the network splits in two. What is far away flies? Amazon runs its own air fleet, over 100 cargo planes moving boxes overnight while you sleep. And what is close enough drives? Either way, it lands at a delivery station, the last stop before your door. From there, vans fan out across a 45-mile radius, each driver running up to 300 stops a day. One delivery, roughly every 2 minutes. Zoom out, and it stops looking like a store. It is one machine wrapped around the planet, moving over 20 million packages a day. So 2-day shipping was never really the trick. The machine started moving your package before you even knew you wanted it.
See how the grayscale cutouts sit against that coral and cream, and the bold caption punches onto the screen right as the narrator hits the beat? That's the exact look everybody tries to copy, and not one frame of it touched After Effects. I've tested this tool for about a week now, and it still amazes me that this came out of plain text prompts and nothing else. So if you want to try it yourself, I've left a link below that you can use, along with a special promo code that will give you a 15% discount on your monthly plan. Though for most of you, the annual Wonder Plan would be the best overall value, especially if you want to create high-quality content on a regular basis. Now, to say that all of these were generated without any hiccups wouldn't be completely honest. So let's talk about everything that went wrong. Aside from the generic boards I showed you earlier, I also got animation glitches and alien text, just to name a few. And those are some costly mistakes I don't want you to run into. So here's the fix. When a shot looks off, you don't start over in a new chat hoping things work the second time. You just type @ and click the asset you want to be fixed. From here, you can just tell the director what's wrong, and it regenerates just that one asset to match what you want, so you don't have to worry about ruining the already good takes you have. And to save time regenerating your shots, ask the director to make 3 to 5 variations of that shot. That way, you can just pick the one that got it right and ask the director to stitch it in. Here's another one, and this is big because I hit this wall the hardest. If your text keeps glitching into gibberish, lock your captions as static graphics and only animate the objects. The director is great at moving pictures, but in my experience, it struggles a bit with redrawing letters. So just have it do simple animations with the text and nothing more than that. There's one more fix that saved me, and it's definitely worth listening to. When a single board kept breaking no matter how many adjustments I tried, I stopped fighting it and just redesigned the thing causing the problem. For example, I had this map originally for the prediction board, but the dots kept glitching. So I just told the director to redesign the scene with a guy thinking over a chessboard. And honestly, it's a cleaner idea, it gave 0 glitches, and it's a better visual anyway. So don't be afraid to redesign anything, because the OpenArt director is really good at keeping your assets exactly where they need to be. No matter how many times you regenerate a scene, it always stitches it back at the right spot. And unlike other agents that forget everything the moment you close the tab, this one doesn't. So you don't have to worry about losing your work or redoing the entire thing just because you took a break. The generations are surprisingly fast too, and you won't hit batch limits with it. I personally added motion to all 14 boards in this explainer in one go, and it made all of it in under 3 minutes. And every time you have a scene that's just not right, you can just fix it by talking as you normally do. That right there is the part that'll make you feel like you're vibe directing. So let's recap what we just built. We took a single topic, turned it into a fully narrated explainer, then layered on a consistent Vox-style voice with visuals and motion, all by talking to AI. But there's one problem. YouTube has been cracking down hard on AI content this year, and if you're not careful, your channel can get banned before you even finish your first playlist. That's exactly why I made this next video, breaking down how to build a monetizable faceless channel in 2026. Click it, and I'll see you there.